The question is that the bill be read a second time. I call the honourable member for Sydney in reply.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker, and I'd like to thank the member for Balmain, Macquarie Fields, the member for Drummoyne, the member for Wagga Wagga and the member for Tamworth for their contributions to this debate. The member for Drummoyne made the very astute comment that ducks are a mobile animal, and I appreciate that contribution to it. We also know that in this debate we've heard a lot about different types of birds. We've heard about mice. We've just heard about the ibis. So there has been a discussion about animals that do cause damage to crops. The pink-eared duck is not one of them. The pink-eared duck is an animal that actually eats pests. It does not impact crops. In fact, it cannot, the way its bill is structured. Mr Temporary Speaker, the Game and Feral Animal Control Amendment Pink-eared Duck Bill did provide the government with an opportunity to demonstrate whether its plan to let recreational hunters shoot ducks on farms is really about pest management or just letting hunters expand their blood sport. Unfortunately, it appears to be the latter. We know the public is opposed to recreational hunters being given more opportunities to shoot animals. Polls, surveys, petitions and protests constantly show this. This was also demonstrated in the recent city by-election, where there was a 6% swing against the government. And one of the key comments raised with me was the outrage at the expansion of hunting in national parks. I don't support duck hunting. It was banned almost 20 years ago.
Member for Marrickville. Order. The member for Dubbo, I've already placed you on a call. The member for Sydney will be heard in silence. The member for Sydney.
Thank you, Mr Temporary Speaker. I don't support duck hunting. It was banned almost 20 years ago because of its cruelty. It is difficult to ensure a clean shot will kill a duck instantly, and many end up wounded and also suffer a slow and painful death. Last year, the government supported the native game bird management licences, which allow the shooting of native fowl on private property following a deal with the Shooters and Fishers Party. Claims that under the changes, duck hunting would only be permitted for the purpose of sustainable agricultural management. That was the purpose of the bill. These have been totally discredited by the government's opportunity to this bill. The pink-eared duck does not eat crops. It eats animal-based foods, including grain-eating known rice pests, such as chrominoid larvae and ostracots. It actually helps the rice farmers. The argument that pink-eared ducks should not be shot because they muddy the waters with seeds and attract other ducks is frankly a shameful response. Surely the fact that the pink-eared duck eats the bugs that harms the crops is reason enough to delist them.
Order. The member for Murray-Darling.
And as the member for Balmain made a very good point, the bill that was introduced last year allows these ducks to be hunted year-round, not just during rice season. I did meet with the minister's staff, and I asked the government to provide me with the research to back up their opposition to the bill. They said they didn't have any, but they would send me some industry research. This didn't happen, and I'm actually not sure if such research exists. I'm also concerned about the precedent set by claiming that a native bird that is a valuable pest destroyer can be shot because of its association with species that eat crops. The death by association logic is completely flawed. It makes me wonder what other native animals will be targeted next. And will this be done yet again to get the support of the Shooters and Fishers Party to privatise yet another port? There are now 14 native species listed as game under the Game and Feral Amendment Control Act 2002. It is in the best interest of the Shooters and Fishers Party to increase this number. The party no doubt has a long list of other native species that it thinks it should be able to shoot. While the pink-eared duck is not a vulnerable species, it does not make shooting them less cruel. I am disappointed that due to opposition from the government, this bill will not pass and the pink-eared duck will be killed under native game management licence, despite its contribution to crop pest management. It is clear that the government's legislative agenda is being held hostage by the Shooters and Fishers Party and its radical anti-animal welfare agenda. The pink-eared duck does not eat grains. It is carnivorous. It should not be killed in the name of sustainable agricultural management. I commend the bill.